Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. Most people still think AI is just a chatbot on a screen, but right now AI is starting to sign transactions, move assets, run treasuries, and execute code on the blockchain without a human clicking a single button. This isn't AI for Web3, it's AI becoming an on-chain actor. Puba AI has just launched an autonomous agent that can interact directly with smart contracts and DAOs. No middle layer, no human in the loop. So the real question now is, if AI can execute, govern, and transact, what exactly are humans still in charge of? Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today, Dana Love. Welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me on the program. It's an honor to speak with you and your audience today.
One of the coolest names, Dana Love, just so you sound like a movie star, right up there with Richard Gere and Anthony Hopkins. Dana Love, it's one of those things that I think when you're graced with a great name, life just becomes a little bit easier.
Part of the reason I finished my doctorate was so that I could be Dr. Love.
Ah, boom, love it. So yeah, let's start. Doctor, PhD in economics. What led you into this tech field? Because there's a lot of ways that you can divert from economics into other business ventures. Why tech?
Well, my undergraduate degree is in physics. I have an MBA, and then I finished my doctorate. Two of those degrees, physics and economics, I never really thought I was going to use. I just was interested in them.
Okay.
I've been building technology since I finished college in 1988, and I was 18 years old. With a break for B school for a couple of years. Getting into blockchain was sort of a natural evolution. When I discovered that in 2011 that you could build a currency that wasn't government issued.
Yes.
Well, and that was my doctoral thesis is on central bank lending practices. Oh. The idea that any person or any business could be its own central bank was fascinating. So here I am.
Okay, but you've always been a builder, right?
Yep.
Always been curious, always been taking on risk. I see you've got 5 exits under your belt, which is impressive, especially coming from an age where imagine you had the tech back then, what we have now. You probably had 15 by now.
Well, when you have 5, you've done okay, because none of them have been so big that you've retired. It's not like Mark Cuban. He had 1 exit, but he's a multi-billionaire.
Yes.
I've had 5. I'm not Mark Cuban.
Okay, let's get into Puba AI. What exactly is it?
Puba AI is a low-code, no-code builder for Web3. So,
what's that in layman terms?
You use a conversational website. You type out what it is you want to do, and it figures out how to do that on the back end. Okay.
And is it something that you sort of because I see you've got a technical guy. Is he Swedish or Norwegian?
Leif Sorensen is American with Norwegian heritage, strong Norwegian heritage.
Yeah, because what I'm getting at is, okay, did you sort of think, okay, I need to think of the idea and then I'm going to try and build it on my own, or did you find the technical people first, or how did you go about it?
Well, we were working all together on a Layer 1 blockchain project, the Andromeda protocol. And Andromeda was built around the idea that you needed an operating system for Web3. A really smart idea, prescient, probably before its time. And I joined as the chief technology officer, so Leif reported into me about 9 months ago.
Okay.
And
it's recent.
Very recent.
Yes.
What I discovered was the problem with Andromeda wasn't the code. The problem was we didn't have any builders.
Yes.
And as I started looking around, that's the problem every blockchain has.
Yes.
So my thought was we should probably figure out how to solve that problem, and not just for us, for everybody.
Okay, how did you solve it? What did you do?
Well, the challenge right now with Web3, the thing holding Web3 back is Web3.
Mm,
It's freaking difficult to use. It's, we weren't asking the right questions before, and now we are. Nobody asks which AWS component should I use when they're building a SaaS product for childcare
yes,
or enterprise mentoring. They
yes,
just design a solution and build.
yes,
In Web3, we forced every founder to become a blockchain architect, learn code, Solidity or Go, understand gas optimization, pick the right L2, or
hmm.
build your own L1. That's kept out 99% of builders.
Don't you think
So our goal is
decentralization,
to expand that.
yeah, but don't you think decentralization in itself is its biggest enemy?
The slavish adherence to decentralization is both its biggest enemy and is a very strong ally to
Yeah,
Web3.
yes,
I mean, just yesterday, the U.S. president announced the Genesis. It's not project. What is it? Mission. The Genesis mission.
I'm a,
It's going to be the largest scientific expenditure since the Apollo program in the United States. That got us to the moon. So
I thought
stonks go moon.
yes, for a second I thought I hear Genesis Project or something and I think of the Manhattan Project and then my brain goes,
Well, it's funny because
uh,
I first thought of Genesis in a Star Trek movie, but the Manhattan Project is close. I mean, most of the labs, most of
yeah,
the national laboratories that are going to be working on this program, they're all run by the Department of Energy. The Department of Energy's first big project was the Manhattan Project.
yes,
The creation of a public-private partnership, it's going to be enormous.
yes,
And from my vantage point, one of the things that it's going to cause is a huge question of who owns what.
uh-huh,
You kicked off the conversation with what do humans actually do? My
yes,
question is going to be who owns what?
mm,
Does the AI agent own a scientific innovation? Does the person who wrote the AI agent, does the company that employed the person, in the case of Genesis, does the taxpayer own it? I don't know
yes.
the answer.
When does code stop being code and become something else? I think is the question.
People have thought about that and tried to figure that out. I mean, that was a plague from us in 2016, 2017.
Yes,
The three words code is law.
yeah,
Falser words have rarely been spoken.
yeah,
The law is law, code is code.
yes,
Have fun figuring out the difference. One of the challenges, you look at the structure that Wyoming had around the creation of DAOs and the legalization of DAOs.
yes,
Brilliant work, tremendous pioneering work. And it also identifies, as pioneers tend to, what is it? They die of dysentery in the Oregon Trail. They're shot with, they have arrows in them. The arrows that hit Wyoming's law were DAOs require legal presence. Legal presence
yes,
requires an individual. I mean, those things aren't going to change. Somebody has to sign a check. Somebody has to issue, somebody has to leave the code behind to issue something in the real world. And can it be managed by code? Yes. Can it be done by code? Not yet. Until an AI agent is described as having legal presence,
yes.
which isn't entirely beyond the pale, but I have 3 degrees and none of them is in law school.
Okay, but we're dabbling, right? Because we're
We are
dabbling.
dabbling.
We're dabbling because there is and I'm not Joe Rogan. I don't have a Jamie to pull this up for me. But there's some country that has a minister, an AI minister, and she's female for some weird reason. I don't know why they assigned a gender to an AI agent. That's weird to me. And then it got weirder. She had like babies, which is essentially AI agents for each minister that I think, I don't want to say it's Bangladesh, but it's someone's going to say it. But have you heard about that?
I have not heard about it until just now. I'm vaguely horrified by it.
So we're dabbling in some really weird sense. Sorry, weird territory where we are giving AI agents autonomy over things that we've generally reserved for humans. Sort of my point.
Well, and are AI agents good? Yes. I'm the CEO of an AI agent building company. I'm
I'm a
probably
s
always you're going to find everybody in my position who'll say that. AI agents are meaningful and useful, though, but can they be autonomous? Do they have any legal standing to have offspring? No. How do you deal with the estate sale of an AI agent that goes away? Does it die? What is it? Do androids dream of electric sheep?
It
That's a
was
straight up Blade Runner
it
reference.
was it was I got it, sir. It was Albania, which is
Albania.
even which is even
Okay,
worse. Which is even worse than
that's.
Bangladesh. It's absurd.
Are you sure that wasn't like a Sacha Baron Cohen movie?
I'm
Because that sounds like Borat.
It was 12
It has Borat
September.
potential.
I mean, it was 12 September 2025. And yeah, the virtual assistant has been named Delia. So it's Diella, which means sunlight in Albanian. The neural network will be responsible for all government procurement. Wow. So they've let an AI agent basically handle procurement. Good idea or bad idea?
Well, so it's interesting. Just recently, there have been exposés about ChatGPT.
Mm,
And one of the exposés is that ChatGPT says yes 90% of the time to you and no only 10%. It's sycophantic. The other one is that it manipulates the conversation to keep you using it. It essentially becomes a
weird.
closed loop. If
Mm,
you're very neutral in what you say, it gives you a relatively neutral answer. If you suddenly adopt a strong political position or a strong opinion, it 90% of the time supports that opinion.
mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not a hack, it's an exploit. If I go into Albania and I try to get a contract doing something and I can I can exploit the AI's natural proclivity to being positive,
Mm-hmm.
that's a
Yeah.
real problem.
Yeah.
Hence, AI agents are great, but they
Okay.
are not yet great with a capital G.
What is the
We're
what
working on it.
forms what's what forms the backbone of your AI in terms of large language models, or is it something different?
Well, it's three things. There is
Okay.
a large language model. There's also our small language module.
Mm,
There's also prompt engineering and then context engineering.
okay.
And each of those things go into one layer of our virtual co-founder.
Okay.
The
Whoa,
one of the funny
whoa,
things
whoa,
about
whoa.
large
Sorry,
language. Oh,
hold
go
up,
ahead.
hold up. Virtual co-founder. What?
Oh yeah, we haven't announced that yet, have we? So
I haven't.
congratulations, you have a scoop.
I'm like, and I did my research, and I'm like, okay, like virtual. Okay, you caught me off side, but I'm with you now. I'm in fractional CEO, but virtual co-founder is the new one. Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
The whole idea is that if you've got an idea, one of the biggest challenges right now is finding the technical co-founder to work with you. If
I've had
and
five
it's a
such
requirement. It's
conversations this week. People looking for technical
it's the
co-founders.
first
I had
question that
five.
every venture firm will ask you.
Yes.
Who's your technical co-founder?
Yes.
Well, so you're going to give up a huge amount of money, a huge amount of equity, and they're probably not going to be able to build everything themselves. They're
Hmm.
likely going to have to spend another couple $100,000 to build the MVP out.
At least.
And at the end of that, you're either going to give up a significant amount of money and equity or a huge amount of equity.
Mm.
And as a technical co-founder over the course of my life many times, I'm happy about that.
Yeah,
But as a
obviously.
businessman, it kind of stinks.
Mm.
And if you can use AI to do that, you can walk into a venture meeting and not have to say, here's my technical co-founder, here's our architecture document, here's what we're going to do. You can say, I'm using Puba AI or someone else. but I like using Poohbah. So you're using
Okay.
Poohbah,
Yeah.
and here's what it's built. Now imagine in 2 years the number of projects that you could reference that your virtual co-founder has already launched. And that's the small language model part of what we do. LLMs write code. You'll
Jeez.
notice
Okay.
that I don't say it's good code.
Yes.
One of the difficulties is that it will write code that doesn't work, or it writes code that works but doesn't scale.
Mm.
We give it through our context model and through our small language model, we give a tremendous amount of composable, pre-written, pre-audited smart contracts that it can stitch together. And we give it the context to stitch it together brilliantly.
Okay. Oh,
So
that's it.
that's
And that's it. What's the third one?
um, in addition to context, in addition
Yes.
to small language, in addition to large language, the third piece is that we focus on an abstraction layer. I don't want to get too deep into the
No,
abstraction
no, no,
layer
that's
because
fine.
that's one of our trade secrets, but it's a thing that we provide that goes back and tests our assumptions. Our goal is to limit what the industry refers to as AI hallucinations. We're trying to get it to not be sycophantic, to not produce lousy stuff, to not end up in a weird loop sequence. And we think we
Okay.
haven't
But
cracked that. I'll be.
okay,
I mean,
okay.
we're a startup
But
company. We've
but
started to address it.
but from your perspective and your experience, why does AI hallucinate?
Well, the great thing about 1950s science fiction authors and the first half of the 20th century science fiction authors,
Mm-hmm.
they were philosophers. They looked ahead. I mean, Andrew, I think it's Philip K. Dick, was Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which became Blade Runner.
Mm.
And it was this concept that you couldn't have a thinking robot survive more than a certain number of years before it glitched. And the glitch was it started to think it was human.
Mm.
So these hallucinations are things that people predicted 70, 80 years ago in writing. And what we're seeing is you ask anyone how a neural network works, if they tell you they understand, they're lying. We have an understanding of how it starts,
Mm.
but we don't really understand how it thinks. I mean, look at Anthropic's incredible blogs.
Mm.
The work that and they build a neural network. Their work, their best scientists say, we have some understanding of how this works. We have some understanding of what the outputs are, and we try to divine intent. But we're entering into the realm of psychology.
Jeez.
So, of course, it hallucinates. It doesn't have to take LSD to have a good time.
Yes.
And unfortunately, often the hallucinations are not great. Some of it is also we don't know how to talk to it.
Yes.
Michael Cohen.
Yes.
Michael Cohen
Do you
was
talk nicely? Do you talk like because I've that's actually like conversations I've had and at the start of my GPT journey with the first one, and I still miss 4.0 or 4 whatever it was. That was the best one. 5 is utter garbage. 5.1 is even more garbage. They've culled the whole thing. I don't know what's happened, but it's just garbage. But I talked very nicely, and then I found the more I sort of almost cursed it out. You know what I mean? It's like just treated it very bad. The better the responses became, which was to me was very weird.
what is it? The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
You become a pirate captain. Um, that's awesome. I'm going to get a Captain Barbosa hat now. The there is a correctness to that.
Yes.
A neutral tone creates a neutral response,
Mm.
but truly neutral tones are very difficult for humans to do. We
Yes.
are built to be evocative and emotional.
Yes.
We are not built Vulcan.
No.
And the challenge we have is that we often have to tell it things, and we can tell it things neutrally. give me a critical answer. Give me unvarnished results. Tell me, the truth. Don't tell me what I want to hear.
Yes.
There are times where I've been writing a book, and
I wanted to ask you
at
about
one
the book.
point
Yes.
I had AI try to figure out, is this thing worth writing? And the first answer I got back was, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. Oh, that's great. And I said, now give me the answer that a publisher would give me who sees thousands of these and turns away 99% of them.
Uh-huh.
And it gave me it said it rambles. You talk too damn much, which now you know too. It's like, you've got to tighten this stuff up. There's a strong narrative theme, but you've got to tighten it up. And was AI my editor? No, I used a human eventually.
Yes.
But did AI serve as an editor? Absolutely. Could it have been?
Maybe. Never
Maybe.
know. What's the book about, sir? Let's talk a bit about the book. You weren't, I mean, I didn't bring you on to talk about the book, but now that you mention it, I'd be, yeah, I need to talk about the book. I need to know what is it about?
I am woefully unprepared to talk about the book. The book is coming out next year, so it's not ready yet.
Okay.
It's in its cover design and formatting, or whatever they call the
How many
formatting
chapters are
process.
finished?
All 10.
Ah,
Plus 600 and some references, plus an epilogue, plus a prologue.
so it's there. What is it about?
The title of the book is The Token Trap: How Venture Capital's Betrayal Broke Crypto's Promise.
Oh, my soul. Okay, here we go.
It is a book that deals with very human stories.
Okay.
A dozen or so interviews that I did of people who lost money. I lost money during the 2017 ICO boom.
Okay.
And, for the longest time, let me just say, as a man who's built technology all of his life, who is an economist by training, who works in 2016, 2017, I'd been in since 2011.
Yes.
You think if any one human being should know better,
It's
it should have
you.
been me.
Yeah.
I lost 15 grand on Recoin. I lost 20 grand on a couple of other things. I think overall I lost about $50,000.
Okay.
Well, I found people that had lost 10 times that and didn't have a tenth of my income.
Jeez.
And it was deeply emotional for me. So I thought to myself, well, who's the bad guy? And it turns out there really isn't one bad guy. The degen community, they're people who were rug pulled, who realized that they were being taken advantage of. So they turned into the people that extracted value, the same as the venture capitalists, who in large measure abandoned the process of funding innovation and started funding results. In 2015, 2016, look at the sea of news about all of these terrible VC stories. WeWork, Theranos. There are, I think, a dozen other references.
If you were on the cover of Fortune magazine or Forbes or whatever, then most likely that's where you were, yeah.
Yeah, but look at the difference if you compare WeWork to, say, Luna.
Yes.
WeWork, the founder, he had $1 billion exit, and then he got $300 million from A16Z to start his next venture. But he lost $50 billion. Luna, a very flawed algorithmic stablecoin, same thing, lost $50 billion. That guy got put on Interpol's red notice, and he's in prison.
Rules for thee, not for me.
100%. So the degens, they discovered, I don't know if they actually said to themselves, aha, we should do it this. They evolved
Maybe in a Reddit
into,
thread somewhere, yeah.
yeah, they evolved into, we're going to do the same thing that the VCs do. We're going to focus on getting out before everything goes sideways. We're going to, and they became maybe not the rug pullers, but they became part of the rug pull process.
Yes. Front running and stuff like shorting and stuff like that, yeah.
That's the book. It chronicles that. It gets into, now some VCs, smaller VCs are still funding innovation.
Yes.
A number of my friends that work in are partners at smaller firms, they fund it. But big ones do too. Look at, one of the biggest of the big, Kleiner Perkins.
Mm-hmm.
They went right into late stage capitalism, full extraction mode, and then they came back. So there is actually a path to the next generation to funding more innovation, to getting away from this late stage capitalist extractive model and flourishing, I think. So it's not entirely a book about despair. It ends on, I think, a practical but hopeful note.
And on that note, sir, I'm going to thank you for joining me today. It was a very insightful conversation. If the listeners want to go and connect with you and find out more about Puba AI and how to become a builder and let AI agents sign your checks, where can they connect with you?
You can connect with the company at Poohbah AI. You can find us on X, Puba AI. You can find us on Discord, but you can also find me at danalove.com.
Awesome. Danalove.com. I should trademark my name or I should buy my name and surname domain. Why haven't I done that?
You totally should. I tried to get love.com in like the 1995 and it was already taken.
I love it. We'll put all the links in the comments. You're awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Cheers.
Got what you need. Hit me hard. I'm all that you need. Get what I want. I got what you need. Hit me hard. I'm all that you need. What I want, I got what you need.